All right, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we're going to be going over the reroll tier list for Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is officially coming out next week today, I believe at 6 o'clock, so it should be next Tuesday on 6 o'clock. It'll be on Wednesday for the people not in the US, so that's really cool. It's finally coming out. So a lot of people are trying to figure out what is the best start, and I'm here to give you guys an opinion. If you guys think that it should be any other character that I should reroll for and priority, that's up to you. At the end of the day, it's a gacha game. Kind of just pull for what you want. Honestly speaking, Wuthering Waves, you can kind of clear anything with any character, to be honest. It's just how fast you'll be able to do it. But let's just get into what is the best characters to reroll for, in my opinion. So if you guys leave a like on the video, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. You guys enjoy Discord, link in the description as well. So going into the tier list here, in S tier, so I'm going to put Verena in S tier. Now I unfortunately was not able to have this character in CPT2. I was using Jiang for everything. Really cool character, by the way. Verena is really good, just an overall character on any team, right? She's kind of like an absolute for any team, if I'm being honest. She literally shields, heals, and gives a damage buff of 15% of overall damage to any character. I feel like her utility is just kind of unmatched in the game. And I know there might be a lot of arguments. Well, you know, later down the line, it's all going to be about damage anyways. You won't really need a healer. Okay, that's cool. But again, there's a damage amplifier at the end of the day, a 15% damage buff. It's really good at the end of the day. And plus, if you're like a skill issue kind of person, the shielding can come really in clutch, and obviously the heals as well. So you can't really look past that. Even if you want to be a quote-unquote hardcore gamer without the healing and shielding, she still gives a damage buff at the end of the day that can be really useful. And you guys will understand, obviously you guys are going to need two teams. So if you want to be try hard on one team, you definitely want to have Arena on one of your teams to actually, you know, utilize the damage buff, healing, and shielding. So that's my number one pick. When we are having the game come out, we are supposed to get a banner where it's a discount summons for a 5-star character, but there's also another banner supposed to be coming out where we're able to choose a 5-star character and it'll be guaranteed. So in my opinion, I would actually choose Verena for the guaranteed 5-star, and then on the discount summons, just play with whatever 5-star character you get. But if you get 2 Verenas, then reroll, because obviously you don't want that. Now, going into S tier as well is going to be Kakarot. I'm going to call him Kakarot. I don't know why they changed his name. In my opinion, I just like him as Kakarot. So Kakarot is going to be an S tier. He's arguably one of the strongest characters in the game, if not the strongest, with Donjin and Jian. Kakarot really good as electro DPS. He even is able to get buffed by Yinlin in the future, because Yinlin will be coming out after Jian. So using them together is going to be really good for an electro team at the end of the day. And again, if you want to run an electro team with Yinlin and Kakarot, and then you have Arena on there for a damage buffer, you know, it's really set in stone right there. So Kakarot is basically like it's like a stance character. It's kind of like Sephiroth. He has very Sephiroth-like attack. It really looks good as a character, so you can't really go wrong with Kakarot in this tier. Now I'm gonna put Encore into A tier. Encore is kind of clunky of a character. It's so it's not really as ideal to have Encore. Encore is more of like a burst-like character, and how Withering Waves works with, I would say, bosses. A lot of frames per second kind of matter. Encore for overworld is fine, but it's when it comes to bosses where you would probably want to use a different character besides Encore, unless you get a lot of gear for Encore to make the burst really like that much powerful. But when it comes to rerolling, if you get Encore later, that's totally fine, but I wouldn't optimize your reroll for her. And then we have Jianshin. Now, this is very debatable to me because I played Jianshin the entire TBT2. I think Jianshin is really good for bosses. She has a shield that applies to the entire team, and it also heals, and then it's really strong. She has a counter mechanic, so if you end up missing a parry, you can actually counter it with her skill, so you don't end up taking damage. So it's really hard. I'm gonna put her in S tier, and it might be my bias, but I feel like people, once you actually play Jianshin, she really has a lot going for her. She's supposedly getting buffed on release because she's getting some mechanics changed. We'll actually have to see how it is, but apparently they're gonna make her more combat focused. So I'm gonna put her in S tier. Maybe a little bit of bias, but even for a person that maybe have like a skill issue, having a ability to have a secondary parry if you miss the counter is really good. Plus the shielding on top of everything. Some people don't like that the shield takes long. I feel like that's also maybe just their issue because I didn't feel like the shield took that long if you actually time it at the right time. So going in to the last character off the standard summons, we have Lin Yang. Lin Yang is actually a really fun character in my opinion. He has a story quest, and the story quest was actually really fun. He is a ice DPS, but he doesn't output as much damage as Kakarot or even Donjin or Xian, so it's not as optimal to reroll for. If you are a Ling Yang fan, you guys can go a full ice team with Baji and Sanhua if you guys want to in the future. But for rerolling, not really ideal in my opinion. So now these are the 5-star characters. Jiyan, if you're, I'm not sure if you're able to reroll for a limited banner. If you are for some reason, Jiyan, he's gonna go in S tier. He's probably gonna get buffed on release because he does have some mechanics change. His ult is actually going to be faster, which is kind of cool. Because a lot of people had issues with his ult on the timing for bosses. It was too slow. So that's why it's kind of iffy if you put him on A tier, because his mechanics, well, his frames are kind of slow when it comes to bosses. And if anyone knows what it waves bosses, they're kind of fast paced. That's where it's kind of iffy. But I'm going to keep him S tier just because limited characters usually are stronger anyways. And also we have Yinlin in S tier, but don't worry about Yinlin because she's not even gonna be out when the game does come out. So that's basically gonna be the reroll priority here. If you guys want to know a little secret tech, which is not I'm gonna be doing because I don't believe she's getting nerfed for whatever reason, they must be out of their mind. Donjin is in S tier. Donjin is arguably the strongest character in the game. In my opinion, she is the strongest character in the game. Donjin is actually going to be on Jiyan's banner. And Donjin, you max her out on Jiyan's banner, and you guys end up summoning for the 5-star weapon. like the standard 5-star weapon and you put that on Donjin, she destroys. You guys can watch any videos on YouTube at Donjin. She is literally disgusting. You can run solo teams with Donjin. That's gonna be my strategy when the game comes out. I'm rocking Donjin, and I'll see what the theory crafters and the people that try hard on the game, see what they cook up with other characters. But Donjin is literally 100% worth it if you want to reroll for her and invest into her to carry you throughout the game. You won't regret it. She's a high risk, high reward character though. So if you are like a skill issue kind of person, I wouldn't recommend it. Because her HP naturally always is low. So if you don't really like that sort of gameplay, then obviously don't really go for it. But man, she amazing. So that's pretty much going to be the reroll tier list. These were just what I'm thinking of for when the game actually does come out. I think it's objectively correct. I think maybe you could change like maybe one thing around, but that's pretty much it in my opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, guys, leave a like on this video, subscribe, join Discord as well. I will be streaming Wuthering Waves every single day once it does come out, probably on top of hours on hours. And I will be playing 2 accounts. 2 accounts will be Donjin Max, and then I'll be doing another accounts where I don't summon. I don't use my crystals at all whatsoever. I just use everything that we get for free. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.